Reacher returns for his most dangerous mission yet? Let's recap everything from Reacher Season 3. The story continues with Reacher visiting a store to sell his vinyl records. While talking to the owner, he notices a suspicious man in a car outside. The man suddenly tries to kidnap Richard, the son of Zachary Beck, a powerful man involved in illegal trading. Reacher rushes outside, shoots the kidnapper's car tire, crashes it, and kills him, saving Richard. A police officer arrives, but Reacher accidentally shoots him. He grabs Richard and escapes in a van while more police chase them. They switch cars in a parking lot, and Reacher tells Richard to call the police and go home. Instead, Richard begs Reacher to take him to his father, promising Beck can clear his name. Reacher agrees. At Beck's mansion, bodyguard Polly wants to search Reacher, but Reacher refuses until Richard convinces him. Inside, Richard introduces Reacher to his family. Beck thanks Reacher, offers him a drink and a job, and promises to protect him from the police. Reacher takes the glass so Beck can later get his fingerprints. Reacher asks Richard why Beck never checked on him, but Beck soon calls him in. To test his loyalty, Beck forces Reacher to play Russian roulette. Reacher calmly pulls the trigger several times, and the gun never fires. Beck is impressed and decides to trust him. In his room, Reacher checks for cameras, then takes a hidden phone from his shoe and tells someone that he is inside Beck's operation. A few days earlier, Reacher stops a boy from stealing and gives him money. Soon after, he sees Xavier Quinn, a man he believed was dead. Reacher contacts the 110th Special Investigators and is connected to Susan Duffy, who is secretly investigating Beck. One of her undercover agents has disappeared, and she believes Beck took her. Reacher and Duffy reveal that the kidnapping was staged. The kidnapper was Duffy's agent, and the officer Reacher shot was also part of the plan. Both wore bulletproof vests, allowing Reacher to get close to Beck and investigate his rug company, Bazaar. Back in the present, Reacher suspects the missing agent is being held in Beck's basement. That night, he climbs onto the roof, sneaks into the garage, and finds a hidden basement. He searches everywhere but only finds the agent's bracelet, showing she was moved. Meanwhile, Duffy questions Beck's bodyguard Guillermo about Teresa, but Villanueva tells her to stay calm. Reacher later overhears Duke talking to someone and quickly climbs back into his room from outside. Chapman enters when Reacher does not answer and finds the window open, but Reacher appears from the bathroom. Chapman tells him they found the truck used in Richard's kidnapping and asks him to investigate. Reacher secretly calls Duffy and warns her to reach the truck first and remove Richard's car. The official story is that the kidnapper blew up Beck's car and killed the driver, so the vehicle should contain blood and remains. Angel Doll talks constantly on the way, but Reacher learns that Beck is not the real boss, and that someone else is controlling the operation. At the impound lot, Duffy struggles to remove the car before Reacher and Angel Doll arrive. Foreman tries to bribe a police officer for access, but he refuses. Angel Doll reaches for his gun, so Reacher knocks the officer unconscious. Inside, Angel Doll photographs the truck and notices a car identical to Richard's. Since Duffy changed the plates, Reacher convinces him it is a different car. After returning, Reacher tries to rest, but Beck calls him for work. At the gym, Polly asks how much Reacher can bench. Reacher says strength is not measured that way. Polly tries to fight him, but Reacher tricks him into hurting himself before Chapman stops them. Duke assigns Reacher to drive a Bazaar truck to New London, Connecticut. The truck has GPS tracking, and Reacher is not allowed to open it. He tells Duffy it may be a loyalty test, so her team secretly checks the truck with a trained dog. They find it completely empty. Reacher delivers the rugs and returns with another truck. Angel Doll then tells Reacher he believes he is lying about his identity and plans to expose him. Before he can, Reacher kills him by smashing his head against a table. He hides the body and later tells Duke that Angel Doll talked too much. During the drive home, Duke asks if Angel Doll told Reacher anything important. Reacher says no while hiding the blood on his hand. Back at the mansion, Beck questions Reacher about the kidnapping truck because something does not add up. Reacher calmly repeats his story and regains Beck's trust. He tells Beck he cannot protect him or Richard if Beck keeps him in the dark. In his room, Reacher secretly calls Duffy and asks for a car and clean clothes at the river behind the mansion. At midnight, Reacher swims across the river and meets Duffy. He tells her about Angel Doll's body and the need to remove all evidence. Duffy agrees, but insists they keep searching for the missing agent. They return to the store where Reacher hid Angel Doll's body. They find no sign of Teresa. Duffy uses Angel Doll's fingerprints to unlock his laptop, and they hide his body inside a large container. Two men arrive looking for Angel Doll. A fight breaks out, and Reacher and Duffy kill them and hide their bodies with Angel Doll's. Before dawn, Reacher swims back, hides Angel Doll's gun near the riverbank, and sneaks into the mansion. The next morning, Beck sends Reacher to town with Richard. Several bullies confront Richard, but Reacher quickly scares them away. Later, Richard reveals that his father works for someone even more powerful, the mysterious boss Reacher has been searching for. Back at the mansion, Reacher sees Beck and Duke preparing for a secret meeting arranged through Angel Doll's email. Beck invites Reacher and offers him more money. Reacher pretends to get something, retrieves Angel Doll's gun from the riverbank and joins them. They arrive at an abandoned safe house. Reacher insists on going inside and points his gun at Duke, demanding to know what happened to the missing agent. Duke refuses, so Reacher shoots him. He fires more shots to fake a gunfight, starts a fire, and causes a huge explosion. Reacher escapes with a cut on his chest and tells Beck that Duke died in the attack. He also shows Beck Angel Doll's gun, making it look like Angel Doll planned the ambush. Beck believes Reacher and makes him his new second-in-command. Reacher is now closer to finding the missing agent and the real boss. Reacher later meets Duffy, apologizes for destroying the DEA safe house, and examines photos from a bizarre shipment. Duffy shows him a picture of McCabe, thinking he may be the boss. Reacher recognizes him as Xavier Quinn, the man he believed he killed years ago. Flashback shows before the 110th existed, he investigated Army Specialist Roland Grosky. General Leon Garber assigned Sergeant Dominique Cole to help him. Reacher initially disliked having a partner, but Cole quickly proved herself. She believed Grosky was being forced to commit crimes. During a stakeout, Reacher and Cole talked about their fathers and hunting. Cole revealed that her father had died 5 years earlier. Later, Reacher interrogates Grosky with Cole's help. Grosky admits that Xavier Quinn is controlling him and has kidnapped his 4-year-old daughter to force him to obey. Reacher and Cole meet Private Anthony Frescone, who discovers that Safwan Qasim, a Syrian national with military ties, is buying Quinn's military secrets. Frescone also clearly likes Cole. That night, they find Qasim outside a nightclub. After a fight with his men, Reacher and Cole arrest him. They only need to confirm whether Quinn's information is real. After more investigation, Qasim is deported after giving them documents. Frescone finds Quinn's location, and Cole confirms that Quinn is selling real military intelligence. She and Frescone go to arrest him while Reacher waits at the office. Reacher becomes worried when Cole does not return. He texts her, and she replies by calling him Sir, even though he always told her to use his name. Reacher realizes something is wrong. When he and the team reach the building, they find Frescone dead after trying to protect Cole. Quinn has kidnapped Cole to learn everything she knows. Reacher and Garber locate Quinn at a remote house. Reacher goes there alone and finds Cole's lifeless body. He then finds Quinn, shoots him in the head, and watches him fall into the river. The small bullet lodges in Quinn's skull instead of killing him, causing his memory loss. Back in the present, Duffy admits she forced Teresa to go undercover by threatening her with prison, while promising to restore her DEA career. Reacher returns to Beck's mansion and learns that Beck's 50th birthday is approaching. Annette later brings him new clothes because he is now Beck's second-in-command. Meanwhile, Duffy and Guillermo use Angel Doll's laptop to investigate a warehouse, unaware that Quinn has taken control of it and set a trap. Beck gives Reacher the warehouse address and orders him to kill whoever has the laptop. Reacher tries to warn Duffy, but the calls fail because of poor reception. He contacts Steve Elliott, who reaches Duffy through the factory phone just before the shooting begins. Reacher arrives during the gunfight and helps Duffy eliminate Quinn's men. Duffy kills several attackers while she and Guillermo escape. Beck's man Harley survives, so Reacher chases him and forces his vehicle into a ditch. Harley realizes they attacked federal agents, making him question Beck's operation. Later, Reacher helps Harley dispose of the bodies. He notices a spot where the river current is strong enough to carry bodies away and remembers it. Reacher calls Duffy to make sure she and Guillermo are safe. He tells her he has her DEA badge. Beck then calls Reacher to deal with 2 men sent by Quinn after the warehouse attack. One of them insults Annette, so Reacher knocks him unconscious. Reacher returns to his room and hides Duffy's badge. Annette leaves him a thank you note and a pie for protecting her. Meanwhile, Steve Elliott guards John Cooper at a DEA safe house. Cooper asks for a cigarette, and Elliott breaks protocol to help him. Cooper uses the lighter to set Elliott on fire and then kills him before escaping. Duffy arrives and finds Elliott dead. She realizes Cooper has escaped and immediately calls Reacher because Cooper could expose his identity. She tells Reacher to leave Beck's mansion, but Reacher knows Cooper will head there first. To stop Cooper, Reacher works with Guillermo. Reacher tells him about Elliott's death and sends him to their meeting point, while Duffy cuts power to Beck's estate by destroying a transformer. Reacher tells Beck that Angel Doll's allies may come for revenge. He then has Guillermo flip his car to fake an accident. When Cooper stops to help, Reacher shoots and kills him. Reacher tells Duffy that Cooper is dead and returns to Beck's mansion. There, McCabe orders everyone to search the estate for a mole. When Reacher arrives, Beck tells him they found something. Duffy's badge is still hidden, but they discover a secret phone in Annette's room and learn that she is an undercover ATF agent. Reacher asks to speak with Annette, but learns Polly has already killed her. Reacher punches Polly, but Polly easily knocks him down. Later, Reacher and Harley dispose of Annette's body. Harley says everyone will be told she was fired for stealing. Reacher is saddened by her death. Reacher calls Duffy and tells her about Annette. He realizes that an ATF agent inside Beck's estate means McCabe is using the rug business to smuggle guns. The next day, Beck says Quinn has summoned them to his warehouse. Reacher warns Duffy, but she tells him not to go because Quinn may be faking his amnesia. Reacher refuses and drives Beck to the meeting. Quinn does not recognize Reacher, proving his amnesia is real. Reacher also learns Teresa is alive and will be given to a Russian crime boss as part of the deal. When the Russian boss arrives, Quinn tells Reacher and Polly to stay behind him and only draw their guns if he does. Reacher learns Quinn answers to the Russian mob, who helped rebuild his East Coast operation. The mob boss, Tarev, warns Quinn about the delayed shipments. On the way home, Beck explains that Quinn borrowed money from the mob to restart his business. They helped him kidnap Richard and take control of Beck's company. If the deal fails, Quinn will be killed. Later, Reacher takes Richard shopping for Beck's birthday gift and secretly meets Duffy. She thanks him for sparing Quinn, but Reacher says he will still kill him after saving Teresa. Duffy unexpectedly kisses Reacher, then says it cannot happen again because she does not date coworkers. Guillermo arrives, and Richard unexpectedly sees the officer Reacher claimed to have killed. Reacher then tells Richard the truth about his mission, the DEA, and his plan to destroy Quinn's operation. Meanwhile, McCabe sends men after Officer Powell, who originally gave Reacher information about Quinn. In Chicago, assassins attack Neagley. She takes cover and kills both men after a gunfight. At the same time, Powell is tortured and reveals information about the license plates, while Quinn listens through a phone. A wounded assassin tells Neagley that Kostopoulos sent them. She calls Reacher, who realizes Quinn is targeting everyone connected to him. That night, Quinn visits Beck and questions him about Reacher. His cover is clearly blown, so Quinn sends Polly to kill him, but Reacher has already escaped. Reacher drives away under machine gun fire, damaging his car and forcing him to continue on foot. He fights through the woods, kills the guards, and reaches his store, where he pays the owner to close it. Back at the mansion, Quinn forces Richard to play Russian roulette in front of Beck. Richard points the gun at Quinn first, but Quinn forces him to pull the trigger 3 times. The gun does not fire. Meanwhile, Duffy takes Reacher to a safe house. They know they are running out of time, but receive a lead on Teresa. They track her to a boat, but arrive too late. The soldier guarding Teresa returns. Duffy fights him, while Reacher forces him to confess that he was paid $1,000 a day to guard her. They leave him behind as the boat explodes. Reacher says they still have a lead, but must first go to Los Angeles. Before leaving, Duffy and Reacher visit Teresa's grandmother and promise to bring Teresa home. In Chicago, Neagley captures Kostopoulos and forces him to reveal what he knows about Quinn and Bizarre before leaving for Maine. Reacher and Duffy continue planning. After contacting an informant, Reacher learns their chances of saving Teresa have risen from 2% to 25%. That evening, Reacher and Duffy spend the night together. The next day, they capture their main target, Prabhu, and threaten him with prison until he agrees to arrange a meeting with Beck. Duffy then alerts the DEA to investigate his art gallery. Neagley secretly meets Beck and sees that Quinn cut off his ear for bringing Reacher into the operation. She tells Beck that if he wants to save himself and Richard, he must reveal where the gun sale will happen. Beck only knows the Yemeni buyers are arriving at a private airfield and that Quinn told him to enjoy his 50th birthday. Neagley orders him to learn more about the sale and Teresa's location. Meanwhile, Quinn visits Teresa in the basement of an abandoned warehouse, where she is drugged to keep her under control. Reacher, Duffy, Neagley, and Guillermo plan their next move while waiting for Beck's call. Neagley privately asks Reacher about involving her and Duffy in the mission. Reacher says he trusts the team and can keep his personal feelings separate from the job. That evening, Neagley follows the Yemeni buyers while Beck tells Quinn the guns are ready. Beck asks where the sale will happen, and Quinn reveals the Bullhead salvage yard. Neagley calls Reacher with the location, and Beck secretly confirms it too. As Reacher prepares to leave, Duffy and Guillermo stop him and insist they need ATF help because the mission is now too dangerous. Reacher argues that ATF involvement could prevent him from getting justice for his murdered friends, especially Dominique Cole. Duffy and Guillermo still contact the ATF. ATF Chief Doug Sears criticizes them for waiting so long and takes control of the operation despite their objections. Reacher warns him that Xavier Quinn is behind everything and promises to take him down, but Sears ignores him and tells Duffy and Guillermo their careers may be over. Back at the safe house, Duffy warns Reacher that his revenge could put Teresa in danger. The ATF surrounds the Bullhead salvage yard, while Reacher and Duffy watch from a van. Reacher secretly prepares his sniper rifle because he does not trust the ATF to kill Quinn. After contacting Neagley, Reacher realizes the sale is a trap because the Yemeni buyers are still elsewhere. Quinn's men attack the salvage yard, starting a massive gunfight. Reacher, Duffy, and Guillermo help the ATF survive and kill Quinn's men. Almost everyone dies except one truck driver. Reacher realizes the real deal is happening at Beck's estate. Beck confirms Teresa is there and heavily drugged. Reacher uses the surviving driver to send Quinn a fake message saying Beck has been killed and they are returning to the estate. Quinn believes him. Neagley watches the mansion and confirms the buyers are already there, but the deal has not happened yet. Quinn offers Teresa to a Yemeni buyer as a gift and gives him the key to her room. Reacher, Duffy, Neagley, Guillermo, and Beck arrive at the estate in Quinn's trucks. While the others sneak inside, Reacher attacks Polly. They have a long fight, and Polly overpowers Reacher before Reacher finally defeats him. Inside, Neagley disguises herself as a waitress to watch Quinn and the buyers, while Guillermo protects Richard because Beck is believed to be dead. Guillermo is discovered and fights one of Quinn's men. Meanwhile, Polly wakes up, chains Reacher, and tries to strangle him. Reacher escapes and arms himself. Reacher and Polly continue fighting until they fall into the river where Beck disposes of bodies. Reacher uses the strong current to kill Polly. Reacher returns to the mansion, but Polly appears again. They fight near a mounted machine gun. When Polly tries to kill Reacher, the weapon fires backward and kills him. Reacher knew about the weapon's flaw from his army days. Duffy finds Teresa. When the Yemeni buyer enters, Duffy shoots and kills him. Reacher reaches the barn and kills the remaining buyers and Quinn's men. Quinn realizes the deal has failed, kills the Yemeni buyers, and takes their money to repay the Russians. A final gunfight breaks out. Quinn takes Richard hostage, but Beck confronts him. Beck sacrifices himself so Richard can reach a mounted machine gun and shoot Quinn. Richard runs to his wounded father, and Neagley arrives. Reacher continues fighting through the estate, but Quinn escapes and is captured by the Russians. Reacher, Duffy, and Guillermo surround them. Neagley offers the Russians Quinn's stolen money in exchange for his life. Terev refuses, so Neagley threatens them with a grenade that secretly has no fuse. Terev takes the money and leaves Quinn behind. Reacher is left alone with Quinn. Quinn still does not recognize him until Reacher says Dominique Cole's name. Quinn's memories return, and Reacher kills him with a shotgun. The next day, medics take care of Teresa. Duffy blames Quinn's death on the Russians. Reacher gives Richard the car keys and tells him to take as much money as he can before the FBI freezes Beck's assets. He says goodbye, and Richard tells him he is proud of his father for standing up to Quinn. Before leaving, Reacher meets Duffy. She ends their relationship, saying she is not interested in long-term relationships, although Reacher is her favorite. She kisses him goodbye and tells him to stay safe. Days later, Duffy and Guillermo visit Elliot's family. Reacher rides away on his motorcycle. Richard leaves with Beck's hidden money. Guillermo retires with his wife Maureen, and Teresa reunites with her grandmother. The season ends as Reacher continues toward another city. If you want more recaps like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what series or movie you want to see next.